So I became a client in 2016, so nearly 10 years now, and we've done everything from looking at income in retirement to investments and planning for inheritance tax and how we're going to manage between the two halves of our family to ensure that the assets that we leave behind can go to our children. What really engaged me with Matt was his personal approach and his personal touch. He'd only been doing this as a business for 2 years, but you felt comfortable immediately that he knew what he was talking about, but also that you would get a personal approach depending upon your own circumstances rather than a slightly more corporate approach. The thing that I appreciate most about Buckingham Gate is that they take an overall view, a holistic view, not just of your income and investments and trust, but also of all the issues to do with tax, which frankly most people are not an expert on, and put it together in a way that's understandable and helpful. And I think that holistic approach is the thing that you really appreciate most, particularly when family matters are not always simple. When you come to setting up trusts and wills, it can be quite complex, and certainly you need to get the legal aspects absolutely right. And that's why you need professional help. And we were very glad to have that from the Buckingham Gate team. And it is a simple process for the client, it's not a simple process for the people doing the work. So it was important to us that we felt comfortable that the answers we were getting and the systems we were setting up were going to be adequate for the purpose. And so once we got going, it was a fairly simple process, but we were feeling sort of relieved and reassured that it was in the hands of a good team of professionals. The overall experience, once you've got everything that you need to be done actually in place, is one that a weight is lifted off your mind. But of course life isn't simple and things change and children get married or sadly separate and all kinds of things. So you have to keep looking at these things. Certain things happen that change your investment values and you might want to spend more or less. So it's something that we continually look at, and that's one of the advantages that we've found with Matt and his team, is that we can look at that whenever we want. We can simply send an email, or we have the annual review when we can bring things together and look at it for the future. So I think once you've got all that in place, then you feel much more settled. Whether you're dealing with Matt himself or anybody in the team, you know that they're all working with one approach and one aim in mind, and that's really helpful. Not only would I recommend Buckingham Gate, I already have recommended Buckingham Gate to several of my friends, and I think you don't do that unless you're really certain that the service they get will be a good one and that they won't be disappointed with the outcome. It's terribly important when you're dealing with people's finances and their family affairs that you're comfortable to recommend only the people that you feel would give a good service. And I've done that, as I say, with 2 or 3 of our friends already who are now clients.